Those are the icing on the cake. But the cake is the sales we get at the party. The party is the most efficient place to sell, to tell stories, to touch hearts, to get bookings, to meet prospective recruits. So I'm going to model for you how you might use the word imagine to sell your products in a party environment. Please honor that you all know more about your products than I do, so just take this conceptually. I'm not giving you a script, I'm giving you an example. Are you with me? Who's with me on this? All right. I'm going to try to remember all the names. I just remembered this one. Okay. So we're at a party. Just a second. Oh boy. Here we go. Just a minute. We're getting ourselves together here. Hold on. Stay with me. I'm not losing it. Okay. So imagine, everybody, you have one of those days where you're getting ready to go to a reunion or a big event, you know, one of those where you want to look kind of wow. I mean, I get it. When we go to the grocery store, we're not so worried about the wow factor, but if we're going to be seeing our old friends from years ago, I mean, we want them to think we're stylish and classy and sophisticated. So we really pay attention on those days, don't we? So imagine with me, you strap on the little black dress, put on the shapewear. Who invented those anyway? I mean, that's another subject. You put on the shapewear, you do your hair, you put on some sparkly lipstick, you're feeling pretty good, but you need the piece de resistance, and you open your drawer. There it is smiling at you, your Juliet necklace. You say, oh, when I was at Linda's Tocara party last month, I bought that for myself. Was I ever smart to do that? Because today's the day that I am going out looking a little more sophisticated, a little more classy, and a whole lot more confident. And that's exactly how you feel when this moment happens for you, please, where you clasp on your Juliet, and you look in the mirror. Come on, necklace. Behave. You look in your necklace, you say, hello, beautiful, you have got it going on. What do we think here? Should I leave it on? Now, imagine you want to use the word imagine to sell the invitation to book a party. Remember, we want to focus on the fun more than we focus on the free, don't we? Remember that message from a few minutes ago? What are some of the things your hosts tell you are fun about hosting a party? Capture those. Put those in your story tool belt. And trot out one of those stories when you're talking about the invitation to book. You might say something like this. You might say, imagine you've done what Mary's done tonight, and you brought your friends together for a fun evening. I mean, this has been fun, Mary, hasn't it? Oh, yes, this has been fun. Yes, okay, we got that taken care of. So imagine at your house, you step to your front door and get ready to say goodbye to some of your friends. Your friend Elaine walks up and gives you the biggest hug she's ever given you, and she says, thank you. I needed this tonight. You know, we're all so busy. I didn't think I could come because I'm so busy. But I came anyway, and I'm so glad I did because this was exactly what the doctor ordered. I loved it. I had so much fun. How would that feel? Well, I'd love to make that moment possible for you. See me later, and I'll share with you a couple of the dates that I still have left on my August calendar. Would that work for you? Okay. So folks, fill in the blanks on whatever the fun experience is, and I use the word imagine. Now, show of hands. Did anybody imagine yourself standing in your front door? Yes. When we say imagine, we're telling a story of the future that hasn't happened yet. We're causing them to see themselves at their front door with their friend Elaine or whomever, saying goodbye and giving them a hug and saying thank you. And that's what they're booking for. And yes, they're going to get some free jewelry. Now, we can use the word imagine to create interest in the business opportunity because we want to grow our business through recruiting. How many of you want to leave this conference and grow your business by sharing the Tocara opportunity? The smartest place to meet new prospective consultants is your parties. Yes, you can meet people at a vendor event, but then they think it's a business of doing vendor events. Yes, you can meet people on Facebook, but then they think it's a business of hanging out on Facebook. The products don't sell themselves. They need your energy, your excitement to bring them to life, and that's what happens at the party. That's the best place to share the Tocara experience. And when we go to a party, we're not looking for someone to sign up, to enroll on the spot. We're looking for people who want to have a conversation with us to explore the possibility. So we're using the party to pique interest. The way Peter piqued my interest when he asked if I wanted a salad sink. Never thought of it. Sounds like a good idea. That's what we're trying to do at our party, is pique interest in the opportunity to become a consultant. Are we grasping this concept? How many of you are on board with this concept? Yes? We're getting it? Okay. So if I was sent out next week to do a party and I had this catalog that you all got yesterday, I think when I got to the point in the party, and by the way, it's more than one point, but one of the points in the party where I was speaking about the opportunity, I might say something like this. And there's small font here, so forgive me. Can any of you here tell I am having such a good time doing this Tocara party? I mean, how many of you can tell I am really having a good time? Well, you know, I'm going to ask you to think about this for a moment and just imagine what it might be like for you to do what the words on the back of our catalog, turn it over, folks, and see the words, live your life, love your style. What do those mean to you? What would life be like for you if you were living your style? And if you were loving everything about your life? No more complaining about commuting. No more complaining about shapewear. You don't have to complain. You're working at home and you're working in homes and you're sharing your passion of style with others. So I'm going to ask every single one of you, I'm going to give you an invitation, I'm going to ask every single one of you to consider the words at the top of this page that read like this. Imagine turning your passion into a career. Now for you, that career might mean you go out a few nights a week and you share our jewelry. For you, that career might be taking a wonderful vacation to XYZ location to be filled in later. Or it might mean for you having enough income to make a difference in your budget and take a little pressure off at home. You know, if you've even given it a whisper of thought, I'd love to chat with you later. See me. I'll send you home with a couple of things you can look at, and maybe we could have a quick conversation. That's how you use the word imagine when you're recruiting. How many of you feel like that's something you could say? The heart of things, right? We want to get past what it is and what it does, and we want to move on to what feelings it creates and why it matters. So we want to get to the heart of what's going to be more meaningful in their life. How can this make a difference in your life? Not our starter kit costs this much and this is what you get for it. We've got to rise up to higher ground and connect with the heart. So when I get on my airplane to go home, I want to know in my heart that something I said made a difference. Before I move on to my next phrase, how many of you feel that you've heard something here that you can put to use in your business? Show of hands. Okay. So how about we look at another word and phrase? We talked about imagine. imagine when you're selling a product, when you're inviting people to book with you, or when you're telling them to consider getting involved in the business, right? What if we looked at another phrase? And I love this one too. This one's called, oh, by the way. So let's work on this one together a little bit, shall we? Now, of course, you don't want to say, oh, by the way, all night, or people are going to say, this is one forgetful person, right? So you might say, oh, did I mention, or oh, I forgot. I mean, you rephrase it however you wish. But here's how that one works. Oh, by the way, is about taking a fact, a feature, or a wow factor, and strategically putting it in your back pocket. Your back pocket. You do that on purpose so that you have it to wow them with when they're already excited. And some products lend themselves perfectly to this, and one that comes to mind that's absolutely beautiful is called your Doris. Now, let's imagine, and remember you all know what to say about the products way more than I do, I'm just modeling a concept. You're sharing this product in your party, you're talking about the wonderful necklines that it works well with because it's kind of round and it works with a round neckline, and you got much better wisdom about how to talk about that yesterday from, I believe her name was Maylene, who shared wonderful wisdom about necklines and so forth. Okay, so you would share that and talk about this necklace and notice what's missing. Can anybody see? I'm just showing this part of the necklace. I'm getting you excited about your pearls and your hematite and your other stuff that makes this thing so beautiful. And I'm showing the incredible clasp, easy to put on, easy to take off, and I'm talking about how it's going to feel when we have that on our neck. Now, I got you 99% ready to order it. I got a little farther to go. You're only at 99%. So I say, oh, by the way, I almost forgot. Sort of not true, I didn't forget, but they don't even know that. I almost forgot this incredible Doris necklace comes with this thing that's great. And all you do, you clasp this right on, easy, simple, and bam, you have created another whole necklace. Is that the coolest ever? So picture how cool it would be to have one necklace in your drawer that you can use for everything, whether you have a long neckline or a short neckline, whether you're wearing a sweater and pants or you're wearing that incredible dress. This new Doris necklace that you're going to find on page 35 of your catalog is going to become your new best friend. And you will hear yourself saying out loud, boy, was I smart to order that at Mary's party. You're going to thank yourself for treating yourself to our popular Doris, which, oh, by the way, is one of our top-selling products. No surprises there. I don't know if it is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. There you go. Could you use that technique when you're selling the Doris? Now we learned all about statements, and I'm telling you, a few of you are making statements because I'm seeing these all over necks. From up here, I'm seeing plenty of these today. How do we feel about the new Carol Ann? Is that a thing? Let's talk about our oh, by the way. What if we were to get you so excited about this Carol Ann, no matter what we're saying about it, we're building excitement. Maybe we're talking about how it's chunky and funky and what's in it and what it's made of and how it's going to feel to put it on. We're selling it all by its lonesome, and we got you, you're excited, you want it. Your hardest decision right now is, should I order 2 of these or should I order 3? I mean, that's where you are. You're in. You're all in. And then you say, once you've established a love and a desire for this, you say, who remembers what we're going to say? Oh, by the way, I almost forgot to tell you, we have a special this month. Our hosts who host a party with us in the month of August can earn this at an amazing price. Oh my gosh. I am running out of August dates, so see me later. We'll see if we can find one of the dates left and make it work for your calendar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we may have a lot of dates left, but they do not need to know that. We create a sense of urgency of, oh, this is only for the month of August. But this works because we made you want the Carol Ann first, and then we gave you a way to get it by being a hostess. We intentionally kept the special in our back pocket. Do you see that? You get that concept? Now, specials are kind of an art form. We got to watch out for what we talk about. So you may know the September special, but let's not talk about it until September 1st, after we've had a phenomenal August. Because if we talk about the September special, not only are we going to diminish interest in whatever we have to offer in August, we're going to diminish our monthly sales. So stay true to what you've got, close that month up, and show the next. Regardless of when you get informed, just because you know about a special doesn't mean you got to talk about that special. Are we grasping that concept, ladies and gentlemen? You all know who this is. Where is she? Now, she's not going to come with you to all of your parties, I don't think. I did chat with her a little bit backstage, but maybe not all of them, right, Chris? Okay. But I share this image with you to get you thinking about the power of an oh, by the way, when you're sharing the business opportunity. So let's imagine we're in our party. We're selling a lot of jewelry. We're booking a lot of parties. And we're getting to that moment where we're talking about the business. And we talk about it in real functional, factual ways because they have to hear. It's kind of a business opportunity. It's a way to earn. It's a way to have fun. And you're establishing a lot of interest. You've got them thinking about it the way I was thinking about the salad sink. And then you say, oh, by the way, I almost forgot to tell you, I just got back from this amazing conference that we had in Quebec. And we got together and shared a lot of ideas. But you know what was so cool? We shared our excitement for each other's achievements. How many places in your world do you have people high-fiving you, cheering you, hugging you, just for doing your job? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's something that's possible when you're a Tocara representative. I'm here to tell you it's one of the things I love about what I do, and it's one of the things I love about my community of friends at Tocara, and I can't even tell you how much I would love you to join that community. See me later if that's something that sounds exciting to you. So do you see how I oh, by the way, on one of the benefits? So how many of you feel like you can use oh, by the way? So the secret to selling successfully is to not only talk about what it is, jewelry and earrings and all of that, what it does, makes us sparkle, makes us shine, makes us feel strong. How it feels when we put it on, how it feels when we walk out the door, how it feels when we get a compliment and somebody says you look phenomenal. How that feels, that's what they're buying, is the emotion, not the jewelry. Okay? The jewelry is their means of getting that emotion. And then we want to talk about why it matters and get people remembering that life is busy and filled with all kinds of to-dos, and why not make one of those to-dos ourselves, right? So we're talking about selling with emotion. I call that selling it softly. And ladies and gentlemen, to make any of that happen, we need to stretch ourselves. It's not going to work to go back and do the same number of parties the same way you've always been doing them. Because what's probably going to happen, if you go home and do the same number of parties the same way you've always been doing them, you're going to get what you've always been getting. So let's consider stretching ourselves. Let's consider reaching outside of the comfortable and doing, as Megan said earlier, more. Because as we do more, we become more. We become more to ourselves, and we become more to those around us. Stretch yourself. You're not just growing your business, you're touching the lives of others. Now, one of the things that we need to think about is we've got to let go of feeling pushy. That is the one word that'll get in your way. So, do y'all know what I mean when I say we feel pushy? How many of you are acquainted with this I feel pushy thing? Anybody feel okay? A couple of tips for you. First, replace the word pushy with the word passionate. You're not pushing people to do something they don't want to do. You're sharing your passion for what's possible in their life. Okay? Think less about yourself and think more about others, and that pushy word's going to go away. Something else to think about, sometimes we feel pushy when we reach for the pieces that are at a price point that's a little higher than the others. Is there anybody else in the room who feels like when I get to the upper bracket products, I get a little more nervous, I feel a little more pushy, and therefore it's more comfortable to sell the lower bracket products? Does anybody feel that way? Okay. Let's take a moment and let's talk about price. There's a phrase that I would recommend you add to your party presentation. At some point during your party presentation, whether it comes up because your host or guest brings it up, or it comes up because you decide to bring it up, talk about price. Not down to the here's the retail price of this piece, but rather price globally. And if it were me, and I were selling Tocara and I was going out to do a party tomorrow, knowing what I know now, I would probably say something like this. Gosh, as you've been browsing through our catalog, you've probably noticed some of our prices. And some of them may have caused you to take a second look, and you look at that price and you wonder, oh my goodness, that's a price that is a little higher than I was expecting. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. I am incredibly proud of our prices. I'm proud of them. Why? Because our prices are a representation of our quality. Behind each price is a commitment to incredible design that's on trend, that's going to get you the style you are looking for. Get you those moments of, we got it going on. Our price also is what it is because it represents our amazing commitment to quality. Ladies and gentlemen, you can be assured that when you put it on today and you take it off, you're going to be able to put it on again tomorrow because it's that sturdy and that beautiful, and it's made of materials that are going to make you feel proud to put them on your body. Sterling silver and onyx, I don't know if that's how you say it, and I don't know these other words that you all know. I am proud of our prices because they represent the value of what we have to share here at Tocara, and I hope you're getting a sense of that as I've been passing them around to all of you here tonight. Now, how many of you feel like you could say that at your parties? When we're selling something that's at a higher retail price point, we're proud of it. It's priced that way because it's worth it. And guess what? We're worth it, right? So we got to let go of feeling pushy. We got to let go of comparing ourselves. A conference like this is a time for you to connect with others and be inspired by each other. But it's not a time to compare. Oh, she sold a little more than I did. Oh, her team's a little bigger than mine. Let's let go of what everybody else is doing and let's focus on what we're doing. You can save yourself a whole lot of time, folks. Turn off the comparison filter and get focused on you. Because there's only one person who is exceptional at doing you. And it's you. So do you and let go of comparing yourself. It'll make a world of difference in your career and in your attitude. We just plain got to get out of our own way. You know what I'm talking about here? We get in our own way with our excuses. We get in our own way when we set a goal. We leave the conference, we're going to set the world on fire, and that first cancellation we go, oh, I probably wasn't meant to do this. There's nobody here who wasn't meant to do this. You're here. You've got it all. You've got the product, you've got the tools, you've got the resources, you've got, I've just given you some feedback here, you've got the passion. What's stopping you? Don't be one of the boulders on your pathway to success. There are going to be plenty of obstacles. Don't be one of them. Instead, get inside of yourself and figure out what's most important to you and grab responsibility for making it happen. The most important commitments we make are the ones we make to ourselves. So make a commitment to yourself as to how next month is going to be better than last, and next year is going to be better than this one, and how your chart is not going to stay like mine did in the first 5 years, but rather it's going to start the journey up to the top. You can do it. And it starts with partying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my belief that with one party a week, you have a business. With 2 parties a week, you will grow your business. With 3 parties a week, you will hit the top. Less than 1 party a week, what you have is an activity. And we know what activities are. We're involved in them. But we don't turn to our activities and expect recognition and income and satisfaction. It's something we fiddle around with. We want to get on the business train. It starts with 1 party a week. And if we're going to do more than that, by adding on some of the vendor events and some of the sales that come, those are great things. But without the 1 party a week, you don't have the continuous rhythm that keeps you going and keeps you consistent. You may be surprised to hear that when you're consistent, it's actually easier than when you're not. Your family doesn't watch you go to do 1 show and go, what? You're going to do a show? Oh. If you do 1 a week, they'll say, well, there she goes again, off to do a show, because it's just what you do. Does anybody know anybody who works full-time? Maybe a neighbor, maybe a spouse? When you watch that person get up one day and go to work and come home, and then the next day, they get up and they go to work and they come home, and then wait till you hear this. The next day, you know what they do? Are you ready for this? They get up and they go home. Do you look at that and say, oh my goodness, 3 days in a row? Of course not. It's just what they do. Now thankfully in direct selling, right, it's just what they do. Thankfully in direct selling, we don't have to get up and do it 3 days in a row if we don't want to. We can still be phenomenally successful working on a part-time pace on our own terms, loving our life. But let's think about it and let's put it in perspective. Sometimes we're in our own way. We manufacture, oh, that's a lot of business. If I did 1 party a week, that's 4 parties. You know what I say back? That's 26 nights home. Let's put it in perspective. Don't let what you're thinking about success be a boulder on your path. We got to get out of our own way. Discover what inspires you. Inspiration isn't hearing one of the incredible talks you heard yesterday and going, it touched my heart and now I'm happy. Inspiration at its purest form is when we are inspired to move, where it ignites something inside of you and causes you to not only see yourself differently, but to see your circumstances differently and to see your choices differently. So what inspires you? What is it for you that is making your heart beat faster, so fast that you're willing to take action? If you don't know what that is, it's going to be very hard to go after it. Now in direct sales, a lot of us say we got to know our why. Somebody may have told you that the day you joined. It's not a bad thing to know your why. It's not something you got to get rid of. But I like to think of it a little differently. I think we need to know our want. What do you want so badly that you will do what it takes to put that in your life? Without clarity about what you want, the choices are all difficult. And when there's clarity about what's important to you and what you want to make happen and why it matters to you, what are you going to do with those dollars? And how's that going to feel? When that's crystal clear, the choices aren't difficult. You can shut up and walk and shut up and walk and do it again. So ladies and gentlemen, discover what it is that inspires you and let that be your fuel for moving forward. And at the end of the day, it's all about taking action. Because it's not what we know that makes us successful. It's what we do. So let this conference be a time for you to capture action ideas. You know, we come to these events and we take all these notes, and we're kind of proud of ourselves because our notebooks weigh more than they did coming in. All that ink from all those notes we take. We get home and say, wow, that was an amazing conference. I mean, I got a whole lot of notes. And I don't think notes are bad. But I don't think notes are going to help you until you take them and convert them into action steps. So partner with your leaders in the days and weeks to come to convert what's in your heart and what's in your head into steps that your hands and your feet can take to move your business forward. Take action. Tocara, I invite you to embrace the idea that it is entirely okay for you to be wildly successful. Not sort of successful, wildly successful. Yes. Yesterday about dreaming big. Dream big and then dream even bigger. Don't think small about your business. Don't think small about yourself. You're in the right place. This is the right time. And now is the day to make yourself wildly successful. You deserve it. Absolutely. I built a $19 million business. I started as a 20-something who never thought I would be someone to sell a lot, much less teach other people how to sell. I never thought I'd be somebody to lead people, much less go on to teach other people how to lead people. I never thought I'd be somebody to have the ideas that could make a difference in somebody else, much less write a book about them. But none of those things happened until I started to believe. So Tocara, consultants and leaders, my encouragement for you is that you believe you can because I know you can. Do you know it? Yes. Tocara, consultants and leaders, I invite you to just plain get excited. It's what the business is. You don't need to go into your parties with your head full of information and stand there like an automatic human catalog. Go to your parties with emotion, with feeling, and with the ability to connect with each and every person that you touch. You'll make a difference in your business and you'll make a difference in their life. Get excited. Tocara consultants and leaders, stretch yourself. Good things don't come to people who wait for them. Good things come to people who work for them. So discover what that roadmap is for you. What stretches do you need to make to go after creating your wildly successful business? Stretch yourself. It feels good. It's amazing when you do one thing you never thought you could do. You tell yourself that you're capable of doing even more. Just like when you walk up one flight of scary steps, you can walk up 7 more. And take action. Take that commitment that you've made to yourself and convert it into action that makes a measurable difference in your spirit and in your business. Tocara consultants and leaders, I am looking at the engine of growth for this company. I'm seeing power, I'm seeing passion, and I believe you can do it. Who is excited about getting wildly successful?